Good deal. Okay, everybody, if we can gather in, start with pledge. We'll have a word of prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, be with us today as we deliberate the business of the county. Help us, Lord, to keep in mind your teachings and the very best that we can do for our residents. Lord, I want to be mindful that today we're note the passing of John Schultz, and a county servant that served, just gave his whole heart. I want to be with that family, Lord, as they mourn his loss and celebrate his life. Lord, ask all these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. The minutes from, what would the date of that meeting be?
October 28th.
October 28th.
I saw
Chance to take a look at
no,
them?
no additions or corrections on my part.
Okay.
You okay, Stan? No, you're okay, I move we approve.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. That motion carries. Minutes are approved. Moving on to the auditor.
First thing we'll do is the animal shelter report. Submitted by Mike and Cindy Heiser. Once you enter that into the record. Down on the lower left, it looks like that's how many they have. Cats, they still have 7. Dogs, they still have 7, so 14 total, it looks like.
Very good report, actually. I move we accept.
I'll second that.
Good, that motion carries. Just as a note, I don't know whether you guys follow the Wells County news, but they're really struggling over there with
So,
their animal shelter and kind of the way they decided to do that. They've got a beautiful shelter over there, but it is really expensive what they're doing. I'm just thankful that for the forethought, the kind of the direction that we've gone here. And I think we do an acceptable job, an adequate job, and really in the best interest of taxpayers as far as what we pay for the services we get. I think from both the way we catch dogs and cats and the way our shelter is operated, I'm just thankful for what we've got figured out here, and we're not dealing with the kind of financial struggles that's going on in some of our neighboring counties.
yeah, and just to tack onto that, I think we can be appreciative of the group, the Paws group that helps us out too.
Sure, absolutely. We have a lot of folks in Adams County and surrounding counties that really have a heart for our animals, and I'm one of those, and I think we have to, it's an obligation that we can't take lightly, but I think that we've got a pretty good handle on it for right now.
I think one of the things that I appreciate is the efficiency, obviously, but I really appreciate the cooperative effort that we've had with Decatur, Monroe, Bern, and Geneva as far as working together, and so I appreciate the opportunity to do that too.
Yep. Moving on, Tony, what else have we got for us?
I know there's city and county, both representatives over there have contacted me for all of our information.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, it's,
anyway, Allied Weekly Health Insurance claims, those are in the amount of $30,200.22. That is all medical. And the medical actually started at $113,083.91. But there was a void off of that of $82,883.69. Almost couldn't read those numbers, which made the total funding $30,222. My guess is there was other coverage out there or something on that.
stop loss, that would have been stop loss, or
You can look at it.
We
yeah,
had a significant,
I don't want to mention any names. It's on there
it's a
though.
big number. No.
we had a significant reimbursement last week too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
It just says
I
void
think,
pool.
I think we'll make a motion to approve that before things change.
I'll second that.
The longer you
Motion
wait, the
by
more it
Doug,
adds up.
second by Stan, that motion passes.
Yeah.
And then the Allied monthly health insurance cost. Second, I gotta. The monthly is about normal where it's usually at, right around there, 70,000, 689.05, 689.05.
Move we, pay the 70,000 monthly allied.
It's not staying.
I'll second that.
Motion by Doug, second by Stan. That motion passes.
Okay, final thing I have are the payroll claims. The payroll claims are in the amount of $387,565.52. $387,565.52.
Make a motion to approve payroll claims as presented.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes.
So this is just a paper copy of what I emailed you. There's nothing to sign, nothing to do, just what Shelley had discussed. Just for you guys, if you need to look at the paper copy. And that is all that I have.
Well, you're pretty short-winded today.
I know.
Something tells me highway is gonna make up for it.
Probably they got a bid opening.
Okay. Nate, what have you got for us, please?
Motions here for you. First thing would be our Bridge 93. This is the NDOT county contract. I believe Steve, you'd actually already seen a copy of this come through.
Right.
NDOT submitted this draft for review. It's the reimbursement agreement for the professional engineering services type of that project. The total agreement covers 80% of the overall PD contract we have done with engineering resources already. This agreement is for $203,112. That would be the reimbursement back when we pay money out. That's the amount of money that would come back in based on that agreement, and that is the 80% amount. So what I'm doing is recommending to you that you as the commissioners authorize Steve to proceed with executing that agreement. This would use DocuSign, so there's only one signature that's necessary on that. So he can do it all online with that.
I
So
make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes.
Hopefully he's better at DocuSign.
We'll get that executed. Yeah, that's,
get that, push that button and execute that agreement. They come in and there's not too much warning of when they have that ready, so it'll just hit his email kind of out of the blue. So when that's ready. Next item I have for you is my small structure list for 2026. I'd like to request your approval for me to pursue quotes for the installation for these. I have 5 that we have already proceeded with piping. There are 2 more for a total of 7 that I'm looking at doing next year. I know I have the money in the budget for the first 5 that you see in white. The 2 in green were late additions. There's issues with head walls and some slope control on those. I want to do them. They're fairly small. I think they will fit the budget, but until I get the final quotes, I can't be certain. So I'm going to try to quote all 7 of these, and then we'll select from those which ones we're going to try to do in next year. But
good deal.
if you're in agreement with those, I'd like to proceed with putting those out for quotes here in November, December.
You okay with that, guys?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all culverts, huh?
Yep, all culverts. These are fairly small. They vary in size from 48 inches up to one that's 84 inches in diameter. So
Where do we usually separate what, Brad's crew's able to do and what you're gonna be getting bids for here?
what we target is somewhere in the range of the 36-inch diameter. So once your 36 inches or larger, that's where we'll sit down and kind of look at those. Almost always we're expecting those beyond that size anyway. But when you're 24, 28 inches in diameter, kind of less, that's when, or 30 inches and less, typically the highway department will try to address that. Because the cost benefit of contracting versus trying to do those locally seems to work out pretty well. So it's not a hard line. We'll try to work with those when they start getting questionable, because sometimes a small pipe may need to be larger. So next item there is a Bridge 66. Just to let you know that one was open to traffic on Friday of last week. That was the one on 300 North between 1 and 2 West. We had an approach that was replaced. Judy Excavating opened that last week. And then lastly, you'll see a note on there. I just penciled it in or penned it in. Bridge 73, that's on Salem Road between 200 North and 250 North. Milestone has contacted me. We've been bouncing around on schedule for that. Right now, they are scheduled to close that next Thursday, November 12th. So they're gonna do the partial deck patching and pour. That's gonna be closed for between 7 and 10 days to allow for the cure time. So we're just gonna try to bounce around with weather. Because there's no asphalt associated with that, it's just deck patching and concrete. As long as we cover it, we should be in fairly good shape even with the colder weather
Good.
coming in. So, but that's my update for you today. Any questions that you have?
I have none.
300 North seems like it wasn't disrupted too bad.
I'm glad it was fairly quick.
Yeah.
I know it'd be nice to not have to do a closure like that as an emergency, but I'm glad it's done. It's a lot better than it was before.
Well, the joke is always, let's wait to replace pipes until we've got a freshly paved road. So,
Yeah, and right now, if you drove over it, you really wouldn't notice that we
Yeah.
had cut it. So
I
we
went
used
over the other day and it was pretty nice.
Yeah, so the bridge is a little higher than the road, but it was always higher than the road. We kind of brought it all up to it, so that worked out. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
just
Thank you.
one quick,
Okay.
did something come to mind. The red gold deal just east of the factory.
Correct. I've been reaching out to Alex. I have not gotten a response back yet. So, they're kind of at whatever you'd like to do. I think we certainly have the authority to move forward with some of the vacations if you'd like. Most of this was just courtesy with coordinating with Red Gold. But if we would like to, I do have a hard date on that for us because that will come up for inspection next May. I don't want to pay the inspection.
Uh,
So.
Why don't we, just give Red Gold a reminder of what we have in mind?
Sure.
And, if they don't respond, my opinion would be, let's proceed towards vacating.
Do they even use that? Red
They
Gold?
do. They have properties
Yeah.
over to the east, so they could use that. Because they own both sides, it would become theirs.
Okay.
So,
I think the problem with Red Gold is, if you look at their agenda, that bridge isn't at the top.
no, it's not. And we're just finished tax season, so they're kind of in the recovery. I know that, my contact was using PTO when I reached out to him, so I know that they had finished and he was able to take some vacation after probably 2-3 months of constant work. So I'm sure there's gonna be some more availability come up, but now we're getting into the holidays, so I don't want that to delay. But yes,
You
I
think they
agree. We have a hard date. We need to get rid of this before that. Otherwise, we're spending money that
Yeah,
doesn't need to be
well,
spent.
once you give them a hard date, they'll probably respond.
Yep, all right, I can do that. And I'll work with Clayton as well, because I know there's some documents that that their office have already been sending out.
So would that also involve vacating a section of that road?
Absolutely, yep. So there's
Probably
targeted
down
areas
to
that
the,
will.
at least down to the 90-degree going south.
Correct. So there's some work that I know that the highway department's been looking at trying to cut costs and cut an expense. It's really a nuisance for the department and for Geneva as well. I think it'd be beneficial for both for us to get rid of that structure. Yeah, so, and
Okay.
I'll see what we can do, and then I'll present kind of more of the justification so that the media and everybody else knows kind of why we're even considering doing that.
Okay.
So, all right, perfect.
You know, just another quick question on that. Sorry.
Nope.
Is there any reason to consult with emergency services in Geneva?
I would highly recommend that emergency services don't use that road and now anyway. So if they're using that road for routes or for emergency runs, they would be jeopardizing their equipment on sections of that road if the ground is wet. So I'm pretty confident
I
that
just
they're
didn't know
not
in
using that
consultation.
route. Based on our discussions with the road, it's actually a problem for policing as well as maintenance because we have illicit dumping that's going on, rendezvous that may be happening in the area. So it's just not something that necessarily is probably good for the public as it is now. So, and we're gonna be saving some funds on it. So,
Gotcha.
all right,
Good. Thanks, Nate.
thank you.
Brad and Paul, come on down.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Brad.
Morning.
So one of the things to kind of go along with Nate's, the decision on handling those tiles, is what our equipment can handle.
Sure.
Start getting that size, our equipment's just not big. All right, the thing we have today is, opening the bid for the tandem axle body build, which would be the dump bed, the underbody blade, nose plow. Oh, this is just
This is
dump
the
bed.
pipe
Sorry,
work.
just dump bed. So this one's pretty simple.
Just one, right?
Just one. You got your notice bidder, non-collusion, all that stuff. Yep. Got her, good spec. Okay, W.A. Jones was the only bid that we got returned. It looks like the bid comes in at $64,892. $64,892.
And
Just
that's
the dump
just the bed.
That's just the dump bed. This one doesn't get an underbody or a front plow or anything.
I
The
guess
only thing
that's
it
why
gets-
Mr. LaFever's here today.
It is, it is. Yeah, the only
Thanks
thing
for
that this
coming
one's
in.
gonna get special is this one will pull the backhoe trailer all the time. So it'll have the hitch on the back and it'll have a hitch for the chipper box. We can use it during chip season, but other than that, it won't plow snow or any of that
Does
stuff.
that bid fall in line with what you were expecting?
Yes.
Did you say it has its non-collusion?
Yes.
I move we accept the W.A. Jones bid for 64,892.
All right, I'll second that.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. That motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
So the only other thing we have two permits today. One is from NIPS, like NiSource doing business as NIPSCO on County Road 200 East between 800 North and East Lakeside Drive. They are installing a 1-inch plastic gas service. They already have the gas mains out by the road, so basically they're gonna attach that and board under the road up to this residence. That's all they're doing there. The other one's a different company, so we.
Okay, what's your pleasure on that, guys?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes.
The second one is from Indiana Michigan Power. It is on Winchester Road from the Decatur city limits to just north of 750 North. They are going to be, they're calling it upgrading facilities, but it's gonna be new poles and they're adding whatever they add when they put new stuff up, those sensors or whatever, that kind of thing.
Is that out there where Cross Creek is expanding? Or where-
Yeah, that's the way it's heading, correct?
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
So for right now, they're just getting up to 750. I never thought about that. Yeah, they're probably gonna want another way to come in with power.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
That's the problem, Stan.
Nope, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. Passes.
Other than that, again, all the mowers are in. We're preparing for the weather that could possibly be coming. You're getting ready for that time of year. Looks like it's gonna be a drastic change for Monday, so
I saw you were out with the patcher on Winchester Road.
finishing up, we finished up with oil. The guys should be done today.
Is it too cold or too late to patch?
Right now, it's questionable, so we usually try and wait till more sun's out and start to warm up a little bit. Next week, now it'll be
There's one spot you should drive right in front of John August's house.
Okay.
Drive north over that and see the thing.
Yeah, does he have a concrete drive? I think in the right place.
Yeah.
All right,
Brad, do we have a way for people to report problems that need attention, patching or whatever?
they can call our office number. That's generally what people call.
You know, one of the things we talked about, and I know we're still considering this whole county app where you all might have a
Yes,
page on that app where somebody could actually take a picture, or submit a picture, or submit a work request or a trouble note or whatever that. So someday
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a better way, but for now, if there's an issue, they just call the office.
yes, between the office and the sheriff's department.
Okay, good
Yeah.
deal.
Other than that,
Start Berman next
we
week.
start dirt burning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
We'll do that until it freezes up or starts snowing, whichever comes first.
Good deal. Thanks, guys.
bad word there.
Quit cussing like that.
Public meeting.
I don't see Rick out there. Was Ed coming? Treasurer's on the agenda.
You must have just accidentally put that on there.
Okay, so we're not expecting to see Ed.
Must have printed an old one.
I spoke with Rick yesterday. I thought there was some, he may be in later. He maybe he's running a little late. So, Clayton, what have you guys got for us?
I don't have anything specifically from our office to present today unless you all have any questions.
Anything for Clayton?
Mark said you were sending out letters to landowners on 800 North.
Yeah, I was in the process and I was out yesterday with the sick little one, but I'm in the process and those should be finalized this week and sent out.
In what regard is that?
The
All of Mud Road.
So the Mud Road, we're at the process now where obviously previously offers for the relevant right of way were provided years ago, I think years even prior to me beginning work for the county. And now, given that it kind of got no response,
Yeah.
we're at the point where we got updated appraisals and we're sending what's called a qualified offer letter, which would be the first step in eminent domain if we have to go that route to get that right of way.
Now, I did have a couple more phone calls on this whole fiber optic line. And I simply just say, hey, look, between our attorney and their attorney, and things are under control. So,
I believe so. I mean, yeah, the attorney that represents the multitude of those interested landowners. I say interested only because they are personally interested. Arguably, they're not interested parties anymore because the fiber optics are no longer traveling along any of their property whatsoever. She's continuing to send our office emails and requesting certain documentation. Obviously, Mark and I will continue as a courtesy to provide her with answers to her questions and any documentation as ever when that comes up. A lot of the stuff she's asked for, and we've just remained in contact with her. We aren't necessarily going to rush getting back to her. Again, she's asked for the new permits for whenever Zayo comes to properly get permits for this new route. Whenever that gets done, we'll send them to her. Again, there's argument that really have no interest in that property because those landowners aren't associated with that route. Regardless, yes, Doug, I think that'd be the proper answer.
Do you think she'll continue to represent the landowners on the new route? Hard to say.
Those new landowners would have to reach out to her. I think though, yeah, I
Is there a point where she'll be satisfied?
really couldn't tell you. I don't really at this point quite know or understand what the,
as long as there's cash.
what
the end game is.
what the end game is. There isn't, in my opinion, there's not some idea of a lawsuit. No one's been, in a civil context of a lawsuit, you have to be damaged in some way. Now, at this point, all of the current landowners are not damaged. I don't think any of the new landowners would be either, but that's obviously something that we can speak on when the day
Mark
comes.
mentioned too, I think it was Mark mentioned too, that actually running this fiber through is kind of like the state of Indiana, more or less saying, hey, this is a public utility.
Well, so any utility or the definition of a public utility is, and now I'm gonna miss the administrative department's name, but that's decided by a regulatory committee. I think it's like the Indiana Regulatory Committee, and they're an administrative body of the state. They are the ones that if a private utility comes to them and goes through the proceedings, and then that committee states by an order, which looks very similar to a court order, says you are, for the purposes of the definition of public utility in the state of Indiana, are one and are thereby bound by the stringent requirements and provisions we place upon public utilities. Zayo now, after we talked to their attorney, and we have a copy of it in our office, we've sent it to this attorney. They received that order years ago.
Okay,
So
in my opinion, that's the trump card right there.
Well, that again, they under the state laws of Indiana in that administrative code, they are a public utility. So,
Yeah, that to
and
me,
they've
pretty
never
cut
had
and
that,
dried.
they've never had that order, or they've never had that revoked. So they obviously abide by all of the requirements and provisions they're under. Yes, yes, that is a good argument from the get-go.
I appreciate
To me,
that.
it was a two-part question. One is, are they a public utility? And the other part of the question was, do we have?
Very good.
Okay.
Anything else, Clayton? Anything else for Clayton?
No, good.
Rick, come on up. Morning.
Hi, guys. I do have, I just wanna kind of refresh you on one thing, and then I do have some things I'd like to talk to you maybe after the meeting.
Okay.
Next Tuesday, I believe it's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Weather permitting, gonna dig that sewer line up, get it ringed out. The tree is gone, stump is there, which will be taken out when we dig. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna bring that line out. And then put a Y in it, so it'll be more accessible.
So you can clean it out or
Yeah, or.
line it if we need
line
to.
it if we need to.
We run a camera through it will something tell us if it needs relined or? I assume a camera would tell that, but,
They'll camera it
okay.
as they're born.
Okay, good deal. So that'll be a part of this
And
process.
the reason we're opening it up is, obviously put that Y in there, but if there's chunks that come out, it's just dropping down in,
Yeah,
we'll be able to take it out.
good. Good deal.
I think everything is located on it. I did order locate, so I think I'll put it there with everything. There's nothing there.
Okay.
Other than that sewer line. Changed the faucet out in the women's bathroom at the courthouse. Handle was busted. So little of this, we're getting ready for winter. Salt barrels are out. I did hear snow flurries next week. Again, though, I'd like to talk to you three commissioners about some things.
Sure. Yep. We'll hang around if you will.
Have you had any discussions with Judge Conrad? He's kind of in the process of, making some decisions on security.
Yes, there were some emails that went back and forth between me, Bob Higgs and him. Some things there,
I
yes.
appreciate that.
Good. Anything else for Rick? Thanks, Rick. Shannon, what have you got for us?
Have anything today, but thank you.
Okay. Open it up to the public. Anybody from the public have any comments or questions or concerns? Cool?
Just,
Move on,
I wouldn't be,
guys.
just a reminder, probably what the treasurer was on here for was just to remind the public that I think the final day for taxes is like Monday.
Yeah.
It's not postmarked. Is that right, Tony?
That's correct.
Yeah.
November 10th is the last day to get the
Right.
taxes, and that may have been why it was.
Good.
Right.
Good deal. Appreciate that reminder. Those of us that haven't paid them yet.
Did mine this morning.
So I'm good.
I paid mine back in April.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I like using your money,
Yeah,
Eric.
yeah. Just be willing to share a little more of it.
Anything else, Stan? We good with
No,
Oz?
other than on the judicial center, we met with our architect last week and we'll have ongoing discussions there, so we were all involved. And so we'll try and keep that
Moving.
thought process moving. yeah.
Absolutely. Good deal.
Nothing else. I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion carries. We're adjourned.